Hey, hello everybody. This is DJ Straight coming to you live from Praise from the Closet. Today is Friday, April the 15th, and the calendar says Good Friday. So happy Good Friday, everybody. Listen, thank you for tuning in tonight. We have a very special presentation, a very special show that's very important, and I don't want to take up too much space. But as always, if you're on YouTube, hit subscribe, and if you're on Facebook, go ahead and hit share. And I always want to remind you guys that you can always go on our listen live on our website, wgmlb.com, and you can hit inspirational music 365, 24/7. And if you click on YouTube, you will always see everything that we have that's coming up. We have some great shows that'll be coming up next week. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to give a brief introduction before I bring on all of our guests. And let me put this picture up because this is very important to me. So today we're going to interview Lisa B, who is the leader of the DC chapter of the M.O.B.B. And let me just tell you a little bit something about M.O.B.B. M.O.B.B stands for Moms of Black Boys United. They provide information and support for moms of Black sons and work to promote positive images of Black boys and men. They are dedicated to changing perception and fostering. And additionally, they are a 501c3 and they're also a 501c4. So they're twofold. Not only that, you can also, let's see, they work to influence the policy that impacts how Black boys and men are treated by law enforcement. Very important. And then they also want to mobilize members. And this is what I'm going to do throughout the broadcast. I'm going to put up information of how you can reach out to them, how you can, if you want to volunteer, if you want to help. This is a very important mission, and DJ Straight and Praise from the Closet, we are very, very excited to give them this platform to support them. So I'm going to bring on Lisa B, and then she will introduce or allow the other moms that have come on to introduce them as well. Now, I see comments already coming across the screen, and I'm going to play the comments as people are saying, because I want them to know that we are attentively listening. And then also, if there are questions, we will also answer your questions. So Lisa B, welcome to Praise from the Closet with DJ Straight. Thank you very much for bringing moms on this platform, because we want to share the great words. So we have other guests that are in the background. I'm going to also bring them in, and then I'm going to turn it over to you. And again, I'll be just in the background to support and cheering you all on for this very important mission.
Thank you. Thank you so much, DJ Straight. First, we just want to thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to come together and talk. It's been a long 2 years for everyone as we're coming out of quarantine and all the things with COVID. So, I'd be remiss if I didn't say first, giving honor to God, right, to give us this opportunity to just be here together, especially like you said, on this good, great Friday. So, as you were saying, Moms of Black Boys United, it started, let me just tell you how it started. About 6 years ago, when all of us were traumatized from the deaths of Alton Sterling and Philando Castile, our founder, Rashika Mcbride, who is in Brooklyn, New York, she also has two sons, and she woke up the morning and saw the Philando Castile murder was right after Alton Sterling, and she thought it was one and the same. And out of frustration and just being traumatized, she typed a message onto Facebook asking, or just talking about how she felt. And she says that she left. She tells the story much better than I do, but she left the house and she came back and she had thousands of messages. And and then this was born. This nonprofit was born from all of us collectively having the pain and the passion of just the trauma that we continuously see as the men and boys are killed, murdered, and in the justice system, all the things that are negatively impacting us. It just made us think, how can we lift up and put up some positive images out there and all come together and support one another? Some self-care, get some And so that's how it started. And so we're coming up on our 6 year anniversary this year. And 3 years ago in DC, I met Dr. Melissa Clark, and she's the chapter lead for the DMV. So at that time, there was not a DC chapter yet. So after I met Dr. Clark, we decided that it would be good for each, DC, Maryland, Virginia to have their own chapter lead. So here I am, and I went seeking through the victim services. I talked to Sharon and Carla, and that's how I found Rashika, because I wanted to find out who were our local DC mothers that have suffered, have lost a child to violence. I've had the opportunity to meet some of our national moms like Valerie Castile, but I wanted to hone in on meeting our local moms. So that's how I met Rashika. And Rashika actually, she came to my house. We bonded. She actually met Miss Castile, and so we all thought, this is something that we have to work at day after day. And she has this wonderful support group. So I want to let the ladies introduce themselves. Miss
Great.
Castro and and Rashika, they actually know each other. So this is the first time I get to see Miss Castro. So hello, and thank you for coming and being on our
Thank you.
platform
Thank
tonight.
you.
So I'm going to start with you, Miss Castro. If you could just introduce yourself, let the viewers know who you are and how you're tied to this cause, and Rashika and I.
Yes, hi, good evening. My name is Marlene Castro, and I work with the Victim Services branch at the police department. And that's how I met Ms. Rashika, through working with her when her son was killed in 2015.
Thank you. Rashika, you want to introduce yourself and tell us about all the things that you're doing right now and about Greg.
Um, I'm Rashika Mcbride. I'm Gregory McBride's mom. My son was killed May 1st, 2015. And that's how I met Marlene. And we communicated through the whole thing. She supported me so much through this. And and I know she's been following my journey as well. And for me, that really means a lot to know that someone showing that they still care, you know, about our children when we lose our children out here in the streets. So when my son was murdered, I was suffering so bad. I'm still suffering. I decided to start a support group, but I talked about it. I didn't move forward really with it. I kept running, but I just knew that it was something that God wanted me to do. And sometimes we run from things like that. So I finally realized that I need to help other mothers. And I don't know if it's more the mothers because I'm a woman and we really understand each other more, but I know that's what I needed to do because so many people are silent about their grief. And from day one, I was never silent. Um, May 1st, 2015 started my journey of speaking out about my son, about his murder, searching for his murder, um, doing balloon releases, doing dinners, just doing so many things to give back, just to kind of help me through my pain. And I mean,
Can you tell? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
almost 7 years later, still don't know who killed my son. And from my understanding, my son was an innocent bystander. Um, he was out there and he got shot.
Mhm. Okay. So initially, when it happened 7 years ago, can you, if you walk us back to how did you first come into contact with Miss Castro's office and how that came about? What were the first steps that happened during that time? How were
Um,
they able to serve you? If you can explain to the viewers for other moms, other people that may, and Miss Castro, feel free to jump in if you want to answer that.
Yes. Um,
um,
Go ahead, Ms. Castro. What were you going to say?
Okay, so I work with the Victim Services branch. Our branch has 3 different units. We have our major case victims units, works with victims of felony cases. We also have our victim specialist unit that works with domestic violence and sexual assault. And we also have family liaison specialist unit, which is the unit that I work for. And work with family members of homicide victims. And so the first thing that we do once we get a homicide case is we make outreach to the next of kin and give them information on crime victims compensation. And the first step is for the funeral and burial. And like I said, we work with the crime victims compensation. Crime victims covers the cost of up to $10,000 for funeral and burial.
Okay, so how would someone reach out to you, like for the very first step? Like I know just recently, last week, we had a family that just lost a 15-year-old, right?
Yes.
So assuming that they may not know what to do next, what is the first thing they do? Is there a phone number? Is there a website? Because when you say those things, DJ Straight will put them across the media so people can write them down and reach out to you and, help us support them.
We work out of the homicide office, so we are detectives. Every homicide case in the district, we receive it due to the fact that we work closely. So we will be making to every family within 24 hours. But we get phone secondary victims or other as well.
Is that the homicide office within the DC department, the police department?
Yes, and we are located at the first district.
Okay, the first district. And the first district address, do you know it off the top of your head?
It's 101 Southwest.
Okay. I'm sorry, you said 101?
M as in Mary.
Okay.
Street South.
Okay.
Southwest. Okay.
Now you were saying something about the compensation. Is there like a form they have to fill out, or what happens with that?
There is an application for the Victims Compensation Fund, and like first step is to have the family come in, or in instances where they don't have transportation, not able to leave the house, we will come in the house and do that with them, and then from there we will submit the application over to crime, and we'll stay in funeral homes to ensure that they submit the bills get.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I mentioned to Rashika that you were going to be in the call, she was excited. She said that you had supported her a lot and she loved you, and so you gave her some real positive support because her response to me when I mentioned your name was good. So I guess what she could share with the viewers, the other moms, that what was it about the interaction that helped lift you, right? What was it that really helped you in that moment that you received through the victim services that you would encourage others to seek out and do?
Well, I mean, like she said, they call you. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even remember even filling out an application. I don't even remember. So when she said that, I was like, oh, I did fill out an application.
Okay.
I don't remember. I remember going to homicide that day, and I mean, and truly, everybody is so nice to you. And I must say, and I know a lot of times we are so angry. And, my son was murdered, through community violence. So, like a lot of people ask me questions, like, why are you okay with the police? Why are you fine with them? You stood by that lady. And I was like, she didn't kill my son. So why am I angry with her? So I just want a lot of people to really understand that if we can stop hiding things from the police and from others, a lot of these cases will get solved. And most people say a lot of things until it happens to them. And, like, move on. I mean, it's been 7 years, let it go. But then when it happens to them, everything changes, because we all want answers. I mean, I do. I want answers. I'm still not angry and mad with them, but because, like I said, they were so nice from beginning to 7 years later. They still in contact. If I needed to call Marlene, she would talk to me. She would tell me whatever. Whenever it comes to tree remembrance, and I say, Marlene, could I get an extra bulb for my son's dad or my grandson? She makes sure that I have all whatever I need, for my son. And truly, I appreciate that. I have all my ornaments. I put them on my tree. All these things mean so much to me,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to keep all my son things for my grandson, just to let him know these are the things that we've received from homicide. And a lot of the moms that I'm friends with, we cherish our things. So it's like so important to us. And I'm just praying one day that I'm able to connect with um, homicide when it comes to, doing a tree remembrance. Maybe I can be the one that cater, since I've met so many moms through this. They know me from that, just giving back,
Yeah.
because we really, really, really need to be connected with homicide, because everybody is so scared and don't want to talk because they are afraid. So,
Well, speaking of the catering, before COVID, tell the audience that does not know what you were doing monthly, and and how we would come together and what would happen at the meetings.
oh, yeah.
And
So we
so
would have.
basically how you turned your pain to your passion, because that's the incredible thing, that I take my hat off to you, because I know that you are in pain. I know that you're healing every day. I know it's not easy, but I also have watched you over 3 years take every bit of it and turn it into your passion and pour into others. So, before COVID, explain to the moms what we were doing monthly and how you were uplifting the other moms that you're connected with.
So we started having support group meetings for grieving mothers at neighborhood safety, and we would have group meetings. They were so nice. We played games. We ate together. We shared about our children. We always had a memory table. I mean, it was beautiful. It was just really, really, really beautiful. And then even when COVID came, we started to do Zoom on the phone,
Yeah,
and
excellent.
it was all nice.
Mm-hmm.
We love each other. We laugh. We talk about our children, because that's the most important thing about this,
Right.
being able to share your children. And so I enjoyed it, doing the support group meetings. And I said May 1st I will announce, because I do have an office space. So I said, after May 1st, well, at the event of May 1st, I will talk about starting the support group meetings back up, because a lot of people call me and just ask me, when you gonna start the group meetings back up.
Yeah, they miss you.
Yeah, and I miss them too. And I do. I tell people this, like, my life changed. I don't
Yeah.
talk to any of my friends that I had before I lost my son,
Wow.
because those was my friends that I had when I had my son. So
Okay.
now that my son passed away, I have all new friends. I still
Wow.
love them. I still care about them. We communicate on social media, but like far as the telephone,
Yeah.
only someone, not even with family. If they're not
Yeah.
a grieving mother or my boyfriend, I don't really talk to them. Or
So,
if it's business.
right.
But I'm different. And
It's
so,
changed your life, right? It's changed
yes,
your
it,
life.
it really have. So, and what I know is, like, I don't think they know how to communicate with me,
Mm-hmm.
because they don't know what to say, because we take offense to everything. And I know sometimes we shouldn't take offense, because people don't understand what to say. They haven't been there.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that I can say that's so, so, so sad, I had someone to call me. I did an event for her. I did a dinner for two for her because of COVID. That's what I started doing with my catering.
Mm-hmm.
And she called me, I know, like a month ago. And she said to me, like, well, when I met her, she said, well, I follow you because, your son, and because you're cooking, da 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 da. You talk about him every day. I was like, oh, thank you for following me. I appreciate it. You wouldn't believe she told me. She said, I need to talk to you. And I'm like, is everything okay? She was like, no, I'm going through what you're going through now. I've lost my 17-year-old son. And
Mm.
I invited her May 1st to come to this event to get with other mothers because that's what I want the mothers to know. That when you leave this event, get somebody's phone number that you can communicate with.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody that can keep instilling positive things into you because you don't know. Sometimes people are home and they thinking about committing suicide. They don't have nobody to talk to, nobody to share their pain with. I have a therapist. I talk to my therapist once a week. I am so thankful to her. She will be at my event also on May 1st. We're going to do like a 15-minute. It's going to be called Purple Table Talk. And the purple is basically for like healing. And
Mm-hmm.
we're just going to have a therapy session where other people can really understand that therapy is not as bad as you think. And just because they have not went through the same loss don't mean they can't help you.
Right.
I was the same way.
Well,
But
you
I'm
mentioned the May 1st, so tell us about what's gonna happen at the pre Mother's Day
You have to fire up
brunch.
for her.
so of course, May 1st is the day that I lost my son to murder. So I decided that this year I wanted to do a 7-year in heaven pre Mother's Day brunch from my son to all these moms, bringing them together to help me through this day and giving back, feeding them, playing games, dancing. Um, we're going to do so much. And I mean, the moms are calling. I have like maybe now about 50 mothers. I just told you earlier it was like 45 maybe. So
Right,
maybe now like about 50 mothers have
right.
RSVP. It's going to be an all white affair. We're going to do a photo shoot.
And they
Just
have to
trying to bring
submit
something
they have to
different.
submit a picture, right, of their loved one, whether it's a daughter or a son.
Yes, they
Doesn't
can
matter.
bring a
Doesn't have to be.
picture.
Mm-hmm.
They also they sending me pictures, and then they can bring a picture for a memory table. And I would give a couple moms that want to talk to be able to share their children because somebody called me and was like, "How you gonna have an event and that's the day that you lost your son and you're not going to share about him?" And I thought about that I probably would feel guilty that I don't share him on that day because a lot of times when you share, whether you know it or not, you helping somebody else,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
I mean, I do want them to know, and I do want to say thank you, all of you, for everything. Thank you for allowing me to come on this platform to share about Greg, to share about Our Hearts Have Wings. I know I'm all over the place because I'm nervous,
Okay. No,
That's
it's
okay.
okay.
but
It's
I
okay.
just want moms to know if they want to reach out to me. My phone number is on that flyer. I have an email address. Most people know who I am. They can follow me on social media. Miss Heavenly Taste is my Instagram, and Heavenly Taste McBride is my Facebook because I'm at my limit on my Rashika McBride page.
Okay. Now, Miss Castro, can you tell us what the? I know that there's going to be a table. You guys are going to come out to the May 1st event. Last I heard, is that still true? You guys still coming out to it? I know Sharon said that they were going to come out.
Yes, I plan
Okay,
there.
you're going to be there. Okay. So are you coming with Sharon or no Sharon? Who's all coming? Tell us what you're going to bring and who's coming along with you.
I believe Sharon is also, and we're just going to have a table with all of our resources because we also provide resources to any type of resources they need. We're there to support them, such as grief counseling, referrals, housing. Um,
Oh, great,
and
great. Has he have like a pamphlet or something that they can pick up and take with them, right? For all
yes,
the information.
yes,
Okay, right.
Oh, that's so beautiful. I'm so thankful.
Yeah, that'll be wonderful. That'll be
Yes.
great because yeah, I think
'Cause
this
so
is
many
much
people
needed.
don't know. I
Uh,
mean,
uh,
they
they
don't.
don't know, and that's where the anger gets. it manifests even more, right? And I think
Right.
having victim services there says, hey, we still care. I mean,
Yeah.
now I know your story, Rashika, is that you have heard um from the detectives and you talk to them or you've been in constant contact. That's not
Well, I
everyone's
haven't
story.
talked to the detective in a while, so
Oh, okay. So
no,
okay,
I
that's a good
haven't.
question.
I
When
mean,
is the
I've
last
talked to
time you
him.
since
I
when?
know before COVID, and I really haven't. So
You haven't
that's
talked to him
the
in
thing that
two
I really
years?
want to express. That I think that the detectives should reach out to us a little more, even if they don't have no information. Hey, I just want to let you know that I haven't forgot about your loved one. Because I understand there's a lot of murders that happen. You know, but I don't want anyone to forget our children either. And I know that a lot of kids are being killed. These awards is like $50,000. They
Mm-hmm.
find out less than a week who killed these kids.
Mm-hmm.
I feel it should be fair all around the board.
That's true. That's true.
My son should be able to. I mean, I just feel it should be fair all around the board. That's it.
Well, I think my mic, it might have been me, and I'm sorry that I have to ask you to repeat yourself. You said that you haven't talked to him since COVID, or you talked to him during COVID, or
Well,
whoever it is.
I haven't talked to him since COVID. He gave me some information. Then I called one day, and I haven't talked to him since then. And I do know that my detective is really a wonderful detective. He's a retired detective. He's great. I do know that. The detective I had before was great.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think it should be a little bit more communication.
More communication.
Are
That's
they required to do that communication more often?
right, right.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what a lot of parents, you know,
I've
um,
heard that.
go through. That
Mm-hmm.
we just wish that we could have a little bit more support. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I I know it's probably like last minute, but I think it would have been great if a detective could have came there. My friend that was there just retired, so I didn't want to like ask him,
You mean May
but
1st? You're talking about on May 1st?
yes,
I
because
mean,
and I'm saying so everybody that's there, children has not passed away from homicide, but for
right.
the people that just want to know about homicide, because there's more of the homicide, for we
Mm-hmm.
can understand just like how it really works.
Right.
you know
Right.
I know like in the beginning they calling us all the time, but
Right. And I've had other moms that in DC. Well, one of my other moms have said the same thing, and her son's anniversary of his death is coming up. It'll be April 22nd will be 1 year, and that's from
mm,
Malik Morris. And she said the same thing, that she doesn't have any information. And I think the key is it's understandable that maybe we don't have a lead, but just communicate that. Just say, hey, listen, I got your text, I got your email. I'm so sorry. When I know something, I'll let you know. But I think what I've heard Monica say is that the no response made her feel like it was just ignored, and they can't want to add on top of that grief with a no response. That's just not what we do. And so, we want to try and do better with that, and so that coming all together, when the women talk, and like we would break bread and talk at your groups, everybody would get to share their stories, and in sharing the stories, each one was teaching one, each one was helping one, and then we were coming together, we're doing the next thing.
yeah.
For any moms that are watching in the area, if you want to contact the DC chapter of M.O.B.B, the contact email is dc@mobbunited.org. If you want information about the national chapter, just to look at M.O.B.B overall, that's mobbunited.org. You can take a look at the website. As Rashika, I think Rashika and a couple other women in DC are on the Facebook platform. The Facebook platform is just that. It's not necessarily the whole organization. Everyone that's a part of the Facebook community is not necessarily active in the community. Okay. The Facebook platform, we have 170,000 moms that come together. And so that right there is a support network. Sometimes the anonymity, right? You may not want to talk to the person that is up the street, or sometimes you just need another group of people. You can have subgroups. We talk about self-care. We have, like now this month, people that have sons on the spectrum with autism. We emphasize there's a lot of breakout groups. We have biracial children that, people need support in that area, because the topics that we're dealing with are hard, right? So that's that community. And then you can become a part of MOB, and that's a whole nother step when you join the organization and become active. And that's what I did and how I got here. I want to build up the DC chapter. I want more DC moms. We have some DMV moms. We need some more moms. I know a lot of moms that are interested and are involved, but COVID kind of shut us down, right, Rashika? Because Rashika was my first DC mom, because in 2019, July 27th of 2019, we did a pool party at Stanton Recreation Center. It was a moms and sons pool party, but we invited the dads too, right? And the goal was to partner with the mayor's office of father, men, and boys and have this big block party the next year. But guess what? COVID happened. So we never got to have our second thing. But at that block party, what did we have, Rashika? We had the 6th district. They grilled, they cooked the food. We had a DJ from the UDC. He was DJing. We had everyone involved. The commanders from 1, 6, and 7 were all there, right? It was a very nice day. We had a skincare Derma, which is a relative of mine. She came down and gave free facials to the moms, right? And then we had 2 barbers giving out free haircuts for the boys. The fire department showed up and gave tours of the fire truck to the kids, and then came inside the gymnasium and gave out fire safety classes and showed them how to do things. I mean, it was a really great day. We had food, we had fun, and then some people went swimming, and it was just very festive. And we had popcorn, and we were just eating all day, right? And I thought. But then what did we do, right? Well, we went to the purpose, right? And so we had a memory table. Sheikah had a memory table set up of Gregory and had all of his pictures up there, because we didn't want it to be lost that we came there for a reason. We came there to support one another and to be there. So then we all collected out by the DJ, and she could talk to the other moms in the community that were there. And I believe at the time, Regina Pixley was there, and she spoke. At that time, she was ANC, I think, commissioner or something. She was doing something ANC out there. But we had really started, and Trayon White, Councilman White, he came and brought the drinks. So it was really like everybody did something. And it was baby steps, but it felt like we were moving in the right direction. And then COVID hit. And then everybody goes back to the corners, and it kind of fell off. But the key is to get back to not just talking about it, but to be about it, right? We have to continue to lift each other up, be there for one another. And for me, I just have, I do not know your pain. I never actually can say that I know your pain, but I love a lot of you. I know, the women, and my heart goes out to you, and I just want to continue to help you keep standing and just do what we can. And before we go into any questions, I want to talk about a couple other sons in DC. If you can, DJ, I think we have Danielle Brown's son is the other DC son is Marquise Jaden Brown. Some of you may or may not know about Marquise. He was a Duquesne University football player who died after they say he fell out of a 6th floor window. It's a very mysterious death. His mom has done phenomenal work. If you want to follow and follow up the story, you can Google it and look at that. He wasn't murdered here in DC, but she's one of our DC natives, and she's one of the part of MOB in DC. And the next picture, who we have next, DJ? This is Daniel Marcus Archer. He was the son of one of my beloved friends, Danielle. He passed away in 2019, just days, or actually the day we were having the event, a month before we had the event in Ward 8, and I was unaware at the time. And so his mom needs support too. And I think, Rashika, you've reached out and you've started helping her and lifting her up. So there's so many of us that need to reach out. And I think we got one more. I think the next one is it Malik? Is Malik's picture up there? No, I think his picture's at the end, I think. So Malik Mars is the one that his 1-year anniversary is coming up. But this is just a snippet, right? And it doesn't have to be sons. I know this is Moms of Black Boys. I know that. But the bigger picture is that our babies, period, right? We need to just all come together collectively and just do what we can. And I would encourage folks like Shika, you said that this is my thing. My mother always said the pen is mightier than the sword, okay? I think that when you're reaching out to a detective or to whomever who is to be accountable to you for whatever, that you need to email that. You need to have a paper trail of that, because when it comes time to go back and hold them accountable, to say you called and they didn't call back, that's not going to hold water when it's time to really take it to task. Okay. I think we can't just dismiss people and act as if they're invisible. Right. So if you just encourage you to, write them, start writing them. Don't just call them, start documenting that, don't let up, because it's probably unintentional. Hopefully it's unintentional. They're just busy.
Yeah, I know it is.
But, you still have to be able to take the time and realize that people can't be ignored, especially with something this serious, right? Any questions? Is there any questions, DJ, out there in the audience?
Basically, you got a lot of compliments saying thank you for doing this, and we didn't have
Thank
any
you.
questions, but we had quite a few people that acknowledged it. Miss DJ Jackson showed how much she was appreciative
Thank
of,
you, Miss Jackson.
of Sheikah doing hers, and Yvette Wright. You did a great job.
Yes. Yeah,
Corinne,
those are all her moms and her friends. Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
Corinne
Yeah,
Henry.
that's
Good evening, everybody. That's God's grace and strength to all moms, and Yvette Wright. So
right.
she's praying for all.
Okay, that's
And
that's
I,
good. That's
beautiful.
good.
That's
showed them,
beautiful.
That's
yeah,
good. Well, so I guess now we're just going to move towards our May 1st event. I'm going to be there in support of Sheikah to do whatever she tells me to do. So I'll
I,
be there
I,
watching,
yep,
helping out, and then we could go from there. So these are the flyers. This is Malik Morris, and this is a $25,000 reward for any information. Because again, just like Gregory's murder, it's unsolved. We don't have any information to lead to the murderer for his murder. Um, so that stuff you can find on the MPD website. You can go on and get all the information. If anyone wants to look at it and find out, look through that. Maybe it'll jog your memory about something that happened. I don't have any. Miss Castro, do you have any parting comments or anything you want to add that I didn't ask that you want to add to the conversation?
Yes, I just wanted to give out our phone number to our office in case that anyone wants to reach out about any more information services that we do. We also do outreach in the community. So if anyone wants us to come out and speak about our services or informational, they can call us at 202-645-6363.
Thank you for that. And I appreciate you and Carla and Sharon and all of you guys for keep continually to jumping in and supporting, especially at the last minute. I'm last minute Sally. I think of something and I'll share. So thank you so much.
I know that is so nice. So you all can share at the event also, Marlene. You all can share, speak and just let them know, because, the biggest thing for people, just knowing that they are cared about. That's
Yeah.
why I say,
That is true.
like me being on the stage with you, you all giving me an award. I mean, I was scared. I was sad. You made me feel more comfortable. You gave me confidence. And that really means a lot. And I really appreciate that. And I just really thank you. And I know it's hard when you got to call a mom
Yeah,
or
that's true.
father about their child. And I thank you for
Definitely.
just doing this job,
Oh,
because
you
I know it's not easy.
Definitely not fun. I thank you too, Victim Services, because but for you, I wouldn't know Rashika. It was
Yeah.
Carla that led me to, when I said, "Where's our DC moms? I know we have them somewhere," and she led me to Rashika.
Really?
So, yeah, that's how I got to it. That's how I met her.
Oh.
So,
And I just want to say this, that, and with I have a Facebook page. It's called Our Hearts Have Wings. So if anyone who have lost a child, it doesn't matter the loss, you can send a request on that page, and we try to post positive things. Nothing negative goes on that page at all. All positive things. you
amen.
know, from one mother to another mother, just sharing about their children, posting their pictures, sharing about their mothers. I mean, I'm letting them know that I receive your messages, and when you're afraid to talk, it's okay. I've been there. And I'm just glad that you all feel comfortable reaching out to me and that you all show me so much love and
Mm-hmm.
support. I'm so appreciative. So everybody that came on that's listening that I sent this flyer to, you know, maybe you all need to start sharing more. I mean, we had a Christmas party. It was just so fun. And I mean, we pulled names, gave gifts. I mean, we have a ball. So
Yes.
I'm just letting any
Even
other,
when we cry, just wipe
huh?
I said, even when the tears are shed,
That's right.
we wipe
And
our face
we,
and hug it out. Right.
yeah, we support each other. We hug
Hmm.
each other. We love each other. We tell each other we love each other and all that. And some of them even work with me. You will see them standing by me, and we have our sons' pictures on, and my staff will have their aprons on, and they'll be matching. And we just present well. That's what I want to do. I want to be able to give back and just help others and speak positive. I don't want to talk about no mother. I don't want to talk about their children. I don't want to talk about the reason that they passed away because that's not important to me. What's important? They're not even here. We need to support and just pray for one another, and that's
Amen.
it.
The positivity. I love
That's
it.
it. That's
Thank
all
you
I
so
want is
much, Lady B.
positive.
Thank
Well,
you so much.
well, this has been very good. So what I want to do is we have a couple of more comments, and again, I Lisa B talks, Rashika and Ms. Castro. Thank you guys very much for coming on. We have a comment. Looks like it's coming in from North Carolina, sending prayers and love and peace to all. Thank you for your efforts. And then again, Miss Corrine Henry. Lots of love, Miss McBride. So I thank you all for coming in. And what I want to do now is I'm just going to go through all of the information concerning how to reach out. So for here's the homicide information. Again, the number is 202-645-6363. 202-645-6363. Rashika's Facebook page. Only positive information. Our hearts have wings.
Yeah.
Our hearts have wings. Again, and if you missed the broadcast or came in part time, partly, you can go on YouTube in about 30 minutes once we end, and you can see the whole broadcast again. And I hope I spelled this right. Sometimes something gets between my fingers and the keys. My heavenly face. So I was trying to get that in very quickly. And I also will put the flyer up on my page. I don't want to mess up the screen and try to go back and get that now. So here's
Mm-hmm.
another comment. Let me take off the Facebook page, Our Heart Have Wings, and here's another comment because I always want the viewers to know that we are paying attention. We like when people comment and come on. And Miss Corrine Henry says, "Thanks to all you do. Thanks to all of you that are highlighting what's going on in our everyday lives. This is what makes a difference in our lives, sharing and caring for each other." And
Amen.
yeah, and so
Thank you, Karen.
yes. So
Yes.
any parting words? And right after you all finish, I just want to go over the little card, the postcard from Mop, and that's contact information, and it's giving you everything in reference to what Mop is. United. This is what I gave earlier. But again, if you go back and look on the rebroadcast, you'll be able to see and slow it down and hit the pause button so that you can get all the information for what Bob represents. Again, Lisa B as the DC chapter leader. Thank you very much. Rashika, thank you very much for sharing
Welcome.
your testimony about your son, and also Miss Castillo for bringing on, giving the information for the homicide information. It's good to have personal contacts.
It
That's
is.
right.
It's like
So,
this. Yeah.
Lisa,
Yes,
quick
ma'am.
quick question. I
Mm-hmm.
know I'm part of the mob. So at May 1st, I'm going to be talking with these moms that's in the support group how they can be a part. So will you be sharing that information there and bringing flyers and different things like that?
I will. I'm in the process of getting some more postcards, so that I'm gonna have some table stuff set up. And yes, I'm working on that with the chapter, the executive chapter, and then Melissa's gonna give me some stuff. So I just got to. I'm gonna have some more of these, like they can just pick up and take them. We don't have to talk if they don't want to talk, and I'll be there for questions. Pretty much, like I said, whatever you tell me to do, I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be there. Okay.
I just want to make sure, because
Yeah.
they probably gonna want to be a part.
Yeah, and that's great. It's just a matter. It is like you said, we're there to lift each other up. So maybe they just take the information and come back to it. And like I said, so the dc@mobbunited.org email, I actually check that every day. I respond. So that comes directly to me. So if you have a question or comment, call. If you want me to call you, send your phone number. I'll give you a call back. We can talk offline. So I'm available, but I will be there May 1st, right there with Rashika, and maybe even a couple others. I'm not sure. Somebody else in the area might come. Maybe some of the other ladies in the area may come. If not, they're definitely donating their resources, like for me to bring stuff that we can have there.
Okay, that's fine. That's great.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
And I'm going to put the flyer one more time. It's tiny on the screen, but again, if you go back and look at the broadcast, you can enlarge your screen and make it larger. And we have one more comment coming in from Miss Corrine Henry. Love heals all wounds.
Amen. Thank you, Miss Henry.
And that's why we celebrate Good Friday and Resurrection Day, because love heals all wounds and forgives us.
Yes.
That's right.
Amen. DJ Stray, we can't leave here without saying thank you again to you for turning us out here, giving us this opportunity. We love you, appreciate you, and I'm just so thankful. I had no idea, that it was going to go like this, but I mean, I'm grateful, very grateful. My heart is.
You're amazing. You're amazing.
Listen, what we do, and I'm going to put up our contact information going across. What we do is Wonderful Gospel Music Lovers Buffet. You will never go on another radio station. We are an internet radio station, and you won't hear the music that we play other places. We just now, Shirley Caesar, Yes Lord, Yes was on, but then we had JC Crabb. We play Greek bluegrass, we play rap, we play Christian rap, all forms of inspirational music, and you can dance. I am a real DJ. You can dance.
I know that's right.
You want to come on and you want to share, and Lisa B will tell you, I am open to anything that's positive. We have family shows called My Siblings and Me. On the 24th, we have out the family show. We got the middle child, because middle children say they have some issues or something we're discussing. Children read, so I go on our YouTube page at DJ Straight. Subscribe, and you can also see some of the other things. So this platform is open to share as long as it's positive, and we're going to share the love of God in all forms, and we're going to have fun while we're doing it. And again, if you ever need some music, just go on our website, wgmlb.com, and listen live. But again, Lisa B, thank you for bringing this to our attention so that people can go over and over and over again and listen and see how they can help. And Miss Marlene Castro, thank you all. So I'm going to take you guys out of the stream, and then I'm going to.
Can I say one more thing?
Absolutely.
Can we stop the violence and let our kids grow up? I forgot to mention the children, because they are hurting so bad.
Amen.
That's it.
Because they see it. They see it. Yeah. The little 8-month-old baby who got his hand was shot because the mom opened the door. This is right here in Waldorf. She opened the door and somebody just shot, and she was holding the baby. They still acknowledged it. This just happened yesterday.
What?
Oh
this
my
just
God.
happened yesterday. Somebody knocked at the door. She had the baby in her arms. She opened the door and it just shot. This. So yes, our children see it, and if they don't have a platform to discuss it, it will haunt them. It gives them memories anyway, but it will haunt them. But yes, this is an open platform. And Ms. Castro, I would love for you to come back on and talk about the homicide department. I want to know if it's like Blue Bloods and Chicago PD and all that stuff. It's probably not, but let's just come back on and talk about what that department is, so that people will understand it, that they'll know that there's places that care.
Yeah. Well, just know, and I'll get back with you.
I have this number here, the 202-645-6363.
Yes.
Definitely. Definitely. And as far as the cooking, Rashika, if you want to come back over and talk about all your dynamic cooking skills and all that stuff, we're open.
Woo,
Okay.
dynamic. Let
All
me tell you,
right.
she put like 20 pounds on me in the last couple of years.
Well, hey, we are a community, a state, a nationwide, a country, a global station. So if you all can help me spread the word, WGMLB and Praise from the Closet is not going anywhere.
All
So
right.
we are very
Amen.
open. Again, you can go to our website and contact us at any time. We do check our website, WGMLB.com.
All
Okay.
right.
And
Thank
you'll
you.
see
Guys, have a happy Easter, everybody.
all
Yes.
right.
Happy
Okay, we're going to
Easter.
go off. I'm going to take you all out, and if you all will stay in the studio just for a few minutes while I close out.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you. Okay.
Standing by. Thanks.
Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, you have heard it firsthand from Moms of Black Boys United. Please go back and relook at this again and share with others, because we all know somebody that may have been a victim or grieving mothers because of violence. I remember years ago, my cousin got stabbed, I think, over 40 times. This was back in I don't know, it might have been the late 70s or the 80s. But just go back and share this with somebody else. This is DJ Straight signing off, and we will see you all on our next broadcast.